Hello. Welcome everybody. This is Leslie from GoToKitchens.com. Good afternoon. It's good to see you guys here. I just decided to start on my website. I just decided to have my opening here on my website. All right. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here today. Hello. Hey, Rosemary. There's some people here that I don't know. Hey, Sherry. It's good to see you. Thank you. What's up with my hair here? Crazy hair. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Julie. I'm well. Thank you. Hey, Eric. It's good to see you. So this week we are, hey, Julie. This week we are breaking down some language. We're going to use some language today. Not that kind of language. So we are breaking down the language of health this week. And so yesterday we took 3 words and we talked about those. And then you can see that on catch.me, by the way, if you're interested at all. And then today I'm going to take 3 more words and we're going to talk about those in detail. So the reason that I decided to start doing these scopes is because it was, I actually had a viewer talk to me and she said, you know, you speak a language that I don't even understand, that I don't know and that I don't understand. And I would, hey Sherry, thanks for being here. And I would like to know more. How do I learn more? So I just told her, you know, well, the terms that you don't understand, go out and Google them. And she was like, well, I'd like to hear your explanation. And I was like, okay, well, we can totally do that. So I decided that I would devote an entire week, and it's a great week to do it because I'm traveling this week, which means that I don't have to be in my kitchen to cook and all those sorts of things. So that's what we're doing. And today we're going to break down 3 words, and one of them is an acronym, DC. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about your endocrine system, and we're going to talk about free radicals. So we did ABCs yesterday, and we're doing DEF today. So yes, I'm traveling this week. I'm going to see my parents in Texas this week. So I leave on Thursday and I will be back on Sunday. So hello, Courtney. Thanks for being here. So if you guys have not, thank you. I know I'm super excited to see them. Robin and I both are going, so that's fun. So if you have not already, if you don't mind sharing out with your followers, I would really appreciate that. Woohoo, Texas, right? I would appreciate it if you would share it with your followers. That would be awesome of you to do that. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you guys so much for sharing out. And then let me introduce myself super fast. My name is Leslie, of course, and I have a website. Thank you, Sherry. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. Over at GoToKitchens.com, there are tons of recipes. There are tons of wellness blogs. Yahoo! There are tons of wellness posts. There's all kinds of great information over there. There's great ways to connect with me over there. If you like what you see today and you want to know more, go check out my website, GoToKitchens.com. GO2Kitchens.com. And it is designed to get you in your kitchen and make you fall in love with your kitchen. I want you to have a love affair with your kitchen. That's what I'm looking for. But I also want you to have a love affair with yourself, where you love yourself so much that you're just passionate about taking care of your body. So, all right. So let's talk about these words today. So DC. It is a doctor, and it's a doctor of chiropractic. So this is I wanted to use this particular word because I really want to say that I think it's really, really important that if you do not have if you're not under any chiropractic care, that you get some. I actually go to my chiropractor. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you, Sherry. I actually go to my chiropractor before I go to my my regular doctor. I actually go see my chiropractor first and tell them what my symptoms are, tell him what my symptoms are, and see, I know, I love my chiropractor as well. And to see if there is something that he can help me with before I actually go and see my primary care doctor. Sometimes he's like, I can't help you with that. You're going to have to go see your primary care, or he points me in another direction completely. But he is my first line of defense besides myself. I try to figure it out on my own first, and then I go see my chiropractor. And then if he points me in the direction of my primary care, then I go see my primary care. So this is really, really important that you consider, and a lot of insurance, a lot of health insurance will cover your visits to your chiropractor. And I have to tell you that a lot of people think, oh, chiropractors, you know, they can't. Thank you, Lexi. Hi, Lexi. Thanks for inviting followers. You know, they can't help me. They can't improve my health. They cannot, you know, yours won't. Mine doesn't either, actually, Sherry, but I still go see my chiropractor. It's worth the $35 that I pay him to tell me what next steps are. That's how much I trust him. So, I do not use a functional medicine doctor. I have a team of doctors that I work with, and some of them are actually medical. Yeah, because you're in California, everything's more expensive there. I have a team of doctors that are in line with regular medical practices, with holistic practices, and with natural practices. So yeah. I mean, a lot of people think that you only go to the chiropractor if you have back problems, right? How many of you think that you only go to the chiropractor if you're having trouble with your back? Type in a number 1. Type in a number 1 if you think the only thing that a chiropractor can help you with is your back. Anybody? 1. Okay. Thank you for being honest. Yeah. Used to, not anymore, right, Lexi? I know, completely. 1. Okay. Good. Sciatica and headaches. Yep. Used to think that. Yep. Me too. I always thought that until I started using my chiropractor as my go-to person, as my doctor. Now, I have to tell you, I have an amazing chiropractor. His name is Dr. John Zimmerman, and he is amazing. And there is not an x-ray machine within sight of his office. He does not do x-rays. Everything is done by touch and feel. Everything's done by, here's my problems. What I know, right? Here's my problems. What do you think that I should do about it? And he's like, well, I don't know. Lay down on the table. He does a couple of things. He feels around a little bit, feels down my spine. Oh, I can see that this is out of place. Let's see if this helps. Whack. You know, sometimes it helps. Sometimes I have to go back to see him because it didn't help. But most of the time, he fixes it. I even go to him when I have congestion. If I have congestion, I go to my chiropractor. He does adjustments in my neck and my jaw and my sinuses. That is like completely like changing everything. Like he can solve my congestion problem sometimes. So I don't have that very often, but hey, Sonia, it's good to see you. I know. So they're absolutely amazing. I use him for nutritional guidance. Yeah, see, you have an amazing one. So here's what I want you to look for. I want you to look for a chiropractor that does holistic practices. Now, I'm not talking about the types of chiropractors that you walk in and the first thing that they say is, well, we need to do an x-ray and that will tell us what we need to do. And I don't care if they call them, you know, that they crack or no cracking. So I don't care even if they crack. I actually liked my back to be cracked. I like to have those, I like to actually feel that spine tingle that I get when he aligns my spine properly. I use him for maintenance to make sure that my spine stays in good shape. Amazing. Robin uses him. We both see him probably at least on a monthly basis. And if something's wrong, sometimes it's on a weekly basis until we get it right. So I know the neck always still to this day still freaks me out a little bit. Like when he gets my neck in a position, I'm like, John, seriously, you're going to like wrench my neck off. and he pops it. But I love it. When it's done, I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. Headaches, anything, seasonal allergies, anything like that that comes up that is acute, meaning that it comes up, hi, thanks for being here, that comes up quickly, you know, like a cold or sinus infection or anything like that. I go see John first. I go see Dr. Zimmerman first, and then he points me in the right direction. So yeah, see, and this is the whole thing. So a doctor of chiropractic actually works from your spine. So your spine actually houses your central nervous system. And we're going to talk a little bit about the central nervous system today, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the endocrine system, which are the two main systems in the body that are making you stay alive. So, but we're going to talk about both of those. But So your spine actually houses your central nervous system, right? I know ribs out are horrible, and people don't realize that your ribs play such a huge part in your overall health. But when they get out of whack, it can be very painful. It can cause all kinds of symptoms. So, but your spine has your central nervous. I wish I had a spine. I need to get a spine. But it houses your central nervous system, right? So what a holistic doctor of chiropractic does is that they go in and they find what is out of whack and pinching the nerve that may be sending a pain signal to some other area. So I went to go see John. I was having pain. So because of my radiation that I had in my left breast, I have had for about a year and a half after. Yes, he does. Absolutely. Yeah, no, it is horrible. And you don't even know, like, you know, you have your first rib, which is up here, and then you have ribs that go all the way down through your torso, and that's your core. When something's out, it hurts. So, but because of my radiation that I had, you know, it makes a triangle. You can't see it anymore, but I had a radiation mark that you can see it just a little bit. But if I drew a line right here and then went around my breast, kind of in a tear shape around my breast, that is where the radiation was concentrated. But there, you get scatter. So, you know, the radiation from the breast cancer treatments that I had, you get scatter in the body. And so it tends to scatter in different places. Now they try to protect your heart because that's right over my heart, right? And your lungs. But you get scatter in the muscle tissues, which they don't tell you about, but you totally do. And I had scatter from the radiation effect in this shoulder here and in this top muscle up here. It really affected it a lot. And John like totally like tweaked it. I was having serious pain in my back shoulder blade, and I started so scatter. Yeah, so scatter from the radiation means that the radiation actually scatters a little bit in the body. So they try to concentrate it, right? They get it in a very concentrated area to target the tissue that they want to, but you're also going to get scatter. Yeah, so surrounding damage. It's light damage. It is not, yes, it is not something that is, it is not something that even, it doesn't even happen to everybody. It just, sometimes it just happens to certain people. So, but mine, and that's what John diagnosed it as, but mine happened and it went like through my shoulder blade. I got a lot of pain, and then up in here also I had some pain. And so it was pretty severe. We were traveling a lot, and I couldn't even carry like my shoulder bag over that shoulder. And I got really paranoid that it was cancer again. It was scary. Yeah. And so I got really paranoid. It's one of the reasons I would never do radiation again. I just wouldn't do it again. But, I got really paranoid. I was like, oh my God, I have, you know, cause it's in that side of the body, and I've got, oh my gosh, I have lung cancer. I mean, I got really freaked out all over again about a year after I had finished my, I'm sorry about that. I hate to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry about that. So yeah, never again. So, but I had, yeah, I know, it's so sad. I'm very sad to hear that. So, but I had this severe pain in this shoulder, and I was like, man, what if I have bone cancer? What if I had, you know, cancer does that to you, unfortunately. Even if you're like the most positive person on the planet, cancer still has a way of worming its way back into your life, thinking, oh my God, I have cancer. You know? So I went to see John, and I told him, I was like, they told me that if I ever had pain in that shoulder or in that area, that it could be the cancer back. And he's like, BS. I'm going to work on you. We're going to solve that pain. And about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 times of adjustment, the pain subsided tremendously. But he didn't work on the shoulder. I was thinking, you know, he's going to fix the shoulder, right? No, he worked in where the nerve damage was stemming from. The damage was in here, but the nerves were radiating back to my spine. He's working in my spine to get that nerve damage that is radiating out to this area back into whack and get it all like connecting back up again. Totally cool. I was like, but it hurts over here. He's like, I know, and I need to work over here to get this to stop hurting. And I'm like, okay. I just totally trusted him, and he was totally right, because he's always been right. So Amazing. So it's not just for, oh, I have a backache, I need to go see John, or, oh, I have a neck ache, I need to go see John. I've actually seen him. I have a little bit of a little bit of carpal tunnel because I type so much. This is new to me to blog. And so I see John and he adjusts to help with my carpal tunnel. And the pain is almost instantly gone after I get an adjustment from him. So it's all kinds of things. It is total body, in my opinion, to see a chiropractor. If you are dealing with chronic pain, get a holistic chiropractor. They're amazing at that. They can help you heal from trauma, like me, and injuries. They can help you heal from that. We are just on the cusp of them being the second chiropractic care, being the second largest primary care in the world. The second largest. So first, primary care would just be your first line of your general, your GP. Second would be, right? I know a lot of them know a lot about my chiropractor, John, knows more about nutrition than my medical doctor will ever know. So yes. So it is absolutely becoming a phenomenon and the way that we care for our bodies and caring for it through our central nervous system, which is what really sends all the signals, pain signals and otherwise, to our bodies, besides our endocrine system, which we're going to talk about today as well. So that's what a DC is. That's what a doctor of chiropractic is they, I know, right? I know. We do have amazing care here in our little city. We have amazing health practitioners, doctors, and actual physicians, doctors of medicine, and holistic practitioners as well. Amazing. In our little tiny city, it's really, really beautiful here for that sort of thing. So but I do suggest that you find one that is a wellness practitioner, so is a holistic wellness practitioner, and not one that is just going to take an x-ray and do an adjustment. You want somebody that will actually help. See, I know. It's amazing, right? So you're probably not going to cure Parkinson's. Somebody just said that they had help with Parkinson's. You're probably not going to cure the Parkinson's, but you can help manage the disease with food, nutrition, and chiropractic care. There are all kinds of neurological diseases like that can absolutely be helped. So, anything that comes from the nervous system can absolutely be helped. I suffer a little bit from TMJ, so getting that cracking in your jaw, when you open your mouth and it hack, and John's totally cured it. It's gone. I don't even have it anymore. So yes. Yeah, so those kinds of things can actually, you're not going to cure them, but you can manage them, right? Just like we manage other diseases, you can help manage them through that kind of care. So that's our first word today, is a DC, a doctor of chiropractic. I highly recommend that you consider finding one if you can afford one, or if it's covered in your medical insurance. I would just, slow down the progression for sure. I just call up my medical insurance company and say, hey, what do you cover for chiropractic care? And then go get yourself a chiropractic doctor. So I don't know what that means. Okay, so let's go on to the next word, and the next word is the next word is the endocrine system. So I talk about the endocrine system a lot, and I always give you like a brief description of this is what the endocrine system is. And I'm still going to give you a brief description because I have been taking an anatomy class for a while. And I have been taking this anatomy class for a while, and when we got to the endocrine system, it was like the endocrine system is more complicated in the body than your brain almost. It is so complicated. I was like sitting there going, really? That really does all that? So it is a huge part, right? Endocrine. So ENDOCRINE. Yes, it is an incredible system in your body. It is responsible for your homeostasis, which is life, basically. Homeostasis is basically your life. It is totally responsible for that, which freaks me out a little bit. So basically, your endocrine system is a series of glands. It is a series of glands that are in your head, in your neck, in your core, in your kidneys, and then in your genitals. And so that is basically where your endocrine system is. Now, the hubbub of it all starts in your brain. So at the very base of your brain, you have the hypothalamus, which has the pituitary gland attached to it. And it gets a direct signal from the hypothalamus, which is the hypothalamus controls all the systems in the body. So it's small, but it controls a ton of systems in the body. It's responsible for your temperature control. It's responsible for your sex response. It's everything. I mean, everything that you can think of, the hypothalamus actually, your fight or flight response, all of those things are controlled by that, right? I know, medical talk crazy. And then you have this little P that hangs off the bottom of that, and it has two lobes actually. I know, this is confusing. I promise I'm going to put it in layman's. I just want you to get an idea. So it has two little P's that hang off of that, and they're about a pea size, and that's your pituitary gland, and they have a direct link to that signal in the brain, to that very important part of the brain. They have a direct link to that, and that is what produces and recycles all of your hormones all of your hormones in your body. That little thing does that, right? So it sends all of these signals, and we're not talking about the reason why you get zits, or the reason why you're emotional when you're having your period, or the reason, you find your spouse attractive. Those are hormones. Yes, thyroid absolutely is part of that. Those are hormones, and they are directly responsible. Those acts and those thoughts and those processes are directly a response of your hormones, but your hormones do so much more than that. Your pancreas, secretes a hormone out into the body, which is insulin. And there's another one that starts with G that just popped out of my mind, that helps regulate your blood sugar. I mean, so your thyroid is responsible for the hormone that controls your metabolism. So there are tons and tons of responsibilities that your endocrine system has. OMG, right? I know. But they are responsible for the production and the recycling of your hormones. So just think of it this way, as a whole network, right? Think of a network going through your body, just like you think about your central nervous system and the network that happens. I mean, we all got educated in grade school and in biology about our nervous system, but we probably didn't talk too much about our endocrine system. But what is up with these trolls? Go away. But your endocrine system is so responsible for so many things. In fact, the hypothalamus is actually what marries your central nervous system to your endocrine system. That hypothalamus is actually what helps them work together. It's crazy town. So you want that hypothalamus to work well to sustain your homeostasis, basically. So very, very important. So it is, obviously, I've said it here, that it is absolutely critical for your health, right? I know. Sorry about that. Sorry you missed him. He won't be back either because I blocked him. So watch replay and you can block him then. Or her, or whoever it is. I always say that they're hims, and that's really not fair, right? That is totally not fair. It could be hers as well. So yes, usually hers though I can convert. Hims are not so easy. So yeah, you can go back and do it in replay. So it is, besides your nervous system, it is your main messaging system. So think about your endocrine system as your email system in your body. Sending information all over your body to do almost every single function that your body does. Your endocrine system has a part in that. So it's very, very important that you keep it healthy. Now, having said all that, how many times have you heard me say that this particular thing or that particular thing will disrupt your endocrine system? When we talk about plastics, right? When we talk about plastics and we talk about BPAs, I talk about that a lot, that it disrupts your endocrine system. You don't want that to happen. That is not something that you want to happen, especially in small children. As their endocrine systems are developing, as their sex hormones, as their growth hormones, as all of those things are starting to develop, you certainly don't want to be exposing them to these types of chemicals that come in plastic. There are some things that you can't control. You can't control our outdoor environment, right? So I'm not suggesting that you sit in your house and don't do anything, right? Because it's going to disrupt your endocrine system. Don't go crazy on me here, but be conscious about the things that you can control, right? Be conscious about the things that you can control to support your endocrine system. So if your endocrine system is out of balance, right? This is when you start getting thyroid disease. This is when cancer starts to develop. This is when diabetes starts to develop. I mean, there's tons of things. There are tons of things. There you go. Perfect. Sexual dysfunction. I already said cancer. I mean, when your endocrine system gets out of whack, when it gets out of balance, that's when these diseases start to form. So you want to be, don't, Janie. No, absolutely. Live your life. You just need to fortify your body. The thing here is to fortification. So as if you are fighting against, a battle, just like old, cities in Europe would build these entire walls around their city, right? They're fortification. So just fortify your body, make it the best that it can be so that when these things start to try to come against it, it has a way to battle back. But if you're constantly eating junk food and if you're constantly drinking sodas and I'm sorry to say this, if you're smoking, if you're doing any of those things like that, you are disrupting those systems in your body. You're disrupting both your central nervous system and your endocrine system. So you want to take care of that. You want to nurse it, and you do that with whole real foods. Absolutely. So let's go on to F. F is free radicals. I say this word, I bet I say this word every scope. I bet if you went back and watched Catch.me, I say free radicals every scope. We talk about free radicals a lot here at Go-To Kitchens, and that is because they are things that you need to battle back. Free radicals are basically, I'm going to get sciencey again, I'm sorry about this, but free radicals are basically an uncharged molecule that has an unpaired electron. So if you think about the way a molecule looks, right? It's a circle, and there's, it has receptors on the outside, and then it has a molecule that sits out here, and then there's an electron that is unpaired that sits out there. So, yeah, so that's what a free radical is. So I want you to think about it like this. I want you to think about it as the bully in the body, right? Free radicals are a bully. They come through different sources, and we'll talk about that in just a second, but they are the bully that makes you age. They are the bully that causes cancer. They are the bully that causes all kinds of disease, because they come in and they bully your DNA and your cellular structure. So I just saw a graphic that actually freaked me out a little bit. I was just doing a little bit of research to make sure that I understood completely so that I could teach it back out to you guys right before my scope. And I just watched a quick video that somebody had recommended to me a long time ago, and I found it and did it. Yeah. So, but it's very like, it is so like 1980s. And the only good thing about the video was this, is that they showed a free radical molecule, and they had made it look like there was saw teeth on the outside of it. So they made it look all mean and gnarly. And then they put like these circular saw teeth on the outside of it. And they had it spinning in the graphic. And then they would show a DNA chain, and they would show it spinning, like sawing into your DNA. And I was like, that freaks me out. Right? Have you seen that? Okay. Totally freaked me out. I was like, okay, that's a really good visual. That's a really, really good visual for me, is something sawing into my DNA and sawing into my cellular structure and killing my cellular structure. OMG. I don't want that to happen. And that's what free radicals do. They actually get into your cellular structure. And here's the really evil thing about it. Once they start multiplying. They're like gremlins. They just start You guys have to be my age to get that. I know, right? They just start, it's like a chain reaction. They just start multiplying over and over and over again. And then if you're filled with them, then that is when disease starts to strike. The best way, the absolute best way, I know, that's right. I love it. You know, smashing free radicals. Get like a big old iron skillet and smash free radicals. Smash them out. Killing free radicals. What are you doing? I'm killing free radicals. Yes, but they love to attack your healthy cell structure. So you want to prevent that. You want to prevent that from happening. These are the bad guys. So you can fight these with the good guys, right? You can totally fight these with the good guys. And the good guys are going to be, you know, getting whole real foods, right? So, so random, Sherry. Yeah. I love it when you do that. Just random, like, what are you having for lunch today? It's so funny. It always makes me laugh. I'm having a salad today and 2 boiled eggs, just like yesterday, actually. And tomorrow, the same thing. So I have to do that because I'm leaving town and I didn't buy a whole bunch of food for the week. So I don't like to keep fresh food if I'm going to be gone. So I know, it's so funny. We get in these big discussion and Sherry's like, Sue, what's for lunch? So, but you can eat whole real foods, right? You eat whole real foods with plenty of fruits and veggies. I eat a plant-based diet, 90% plant-based. But getting whole real foods is really the best way to get your iron skillet out and play wackadoodle with the free radicals, right? That is like the best video game ever. I'm making a wellness video game that there's a person with an iron skillet. Janie, we got to develop this. A person with an iron, remember that wackadoodle game that you had to go or whack-a-mole, I think it was called, and you had this big bopper and you whacked the mole back down in the holes, and it was in like video, like, cause I'm 40 something, and right? Okay. So we make an online video game where you're smacking free radicals. Smack, smack, smack. That would be like the best game ever. Totally best game ever. It's an app on your phone. Smacking free radicals. Smack, smack, smack. They do it with candy and pie and all that. I could totally do it with free radicals. Oh, great. Now I need something else to do. So funny. So, antioxidants. Antioxidants are key to fighting back free radicals. Antioxidants come in colorful food. Antioxidants are plentiful in food that has lots of color. So it is important that you're eating real, first of all, eating real food, no processed foods, but you're eating real food, that you're eating lots of color, right? And that you're eating fresh food. So real, color, and fresh. Those are the keys to fight back those free radicals that are spinning around in your body with a chainsaw eating your DNA. That's how you fight it. You want to know how to battle it? That's how you battle it. But what causes free radicals? Where the hey-ho do these free radicals come from in the first place? Where do we get them? How did they get inside my body? How in the world did I get free radicals in my body? They come from different sources, actually. And it's mostly from oxidative stress. And oxidative stress would be overexposure to sunlight. Now, I'm not talking about, let's be crystal clear here. I am not talking about going outside and getting sun, right? I know, stupid free radicals. You just missed the whole video game idea, Sandy. Oh my God, we were just cracking up. You just missed it. Stupid devil. So, it's good to see you, Sandy. Thanks for being here. So, but yes, so what was I saying? Oh, okay. So I'm not talking about the type of sun damage that means that you go out and get sun, right? You can see that I'm pretty tan, actually. I get a lot of sun, right? I get a lot of sun. I love the sun, but here's the thing that I don't do. I don't burn. I do not allow my skin to burn. If you are fair complected, I'm not fair complected. I'm naturally dark. I have naturally olive dark skin. And so, but if you're fair complected, know the amount of time that you can stay out in the sun before you get a burn, but don't put on sunscreen before you ever even walk out the door. You need sun. Sun is healing. Sun creates vitamin D, the most natural source of vitamin D. One of the biggest things that you're going to hear people start to talking about is the lack, and it's already starting a little bit, especially in my community and in the community, the circles that I run in. We talk a lot about the lack of vitamin D, right? Yes, sunscreen equals chemicals. Absolutely, 100%. Where we got it wrong is that we were going out in the sun and we were baking, right? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I know. I burned a lot too because I've always loved the sun. I've always been a sun seeker my entire life. I love the sun, but it is healing. The sun gives our planet and our bodies life. We wouldn't have any life on this planet if we didn't have our sun. Just think about that. There would be no life on this planet if we did not have our sun. So, including you. Including you. So, it's important that you get sun. People that cover themselves with sunscreen and walk out the door, never letting sun get on their skin naturally, are doing themselves a disservice. One, because you're putting chemicals all over your body, and two, because you're not allowing the natural vitamin D. So I'm not going to get on this trick, but the reason that free radicals are caused by sun damage, that is because of too much exposure to the sun. That means that your skin actually burned. So think about, if you have a hot stove, you put your hand down on it, you get a burn, right? Now that's not an ultraviolet burn, it's totally different. But the sun does the same thing to your skin from the ultraviolet, and you need to be careful. So I love the moon too. I do too. But that is super, super important that you realize that you should not be burning, but that you should be getting, some sun. Absolutely. Yeah. So don't sunburn. What about when your freckles are beautiful? So freckles, I don't know exactly what causes freckles, actually. I am guessing that it is a reaction to the sun, right? But I don't know what causes it. Now I'm going to have to look into that. I've never thought about that, actually. I know, not random at all. Not random. Yeah. Deanna's saying that it is sun damage. Yeah. So, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, what that, yeah. So, and we all have different skin color. I can stay out in the sun for a couple of hours. Some of you may be only able to stay out in the sun for 20 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. Dina, sorry. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So you were born with freckles. Yeah, me too. I have freckles all over. So yeah, that's very interesting. So fair skin needs to wear sunblock. Not necessarily, not necessarily, but they shouldn't be out baking in the sun, that's for sure. So yeah, finding a way to cover up. I mean, you know what your levels are, right? You can feel when your skin starts to burn, and it's important, just like you educate yourself about the food that you put in your body, that you educate yourself about how much exposure is too much exposure for you. Does that make sense? So knowing what your body can handle and what it can't handle is really super important. So yes. And you can build up that tolerance. Like the best natural sunscreen on the planet is building a tolerance to the sun. So even if you're fair complected, you can start small, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, getting exposure over time. Most of us probably, because our ozone layer is kind of jacked up, most of us are not going to be out in the sun for 5-6 hours a day. So yes, especially because we just, we live inside. Yeah, wearing long sleeves, there are actually some essential oils. If you talk to Evan at Summers Wellness, he actually can point you in the direction of some essential oils that actually help block the sun as well. So I bet you are. Yeah, I would be too, actually. If I mean, when I'm not going to say if, but when we have the pleasure of living part-time in Hawaii, I know that I will be tan, just completely tan all year round. So yeah, an umbrella's fine. Find the shade. I mean, it's not too hard to find the shade. If you have to wear sunscreen, then I would try to find something that's as least toxic as possible. So yeah. Yeah. If you expose yourself over time, building up a tolerance to the sun, that is the best natural sunscreen that you can get. So absolutely. Okay, so that's only one thing that causes free radical. The other things are environmental stresses. These are things that you can't control. Our air, the pollutants in our air, the methane that we have in our air that gets into our lungs, that actually causes free radicals. There are all kinds of things outside that you cannot control. Now, don't stay inside, right? That's so funny. So, but yeah, so those are things that you cannot control, and that's why, because of that you need, even if you're doing everything absolutely right, as soon as you walk outside, you have oxidative stress because of our environment, right? Lots of toxins inside as well. But as soon as you do that, as soon as you breathe, you have oxidative stress and free radicals start to form. And that's why you need to be eating whole real foods all the time, right? So it doesn't mean that if you never go outside and you're never exposed to these chemicals and you have the best purifier in all of the planet and there are no chemicals in your house, you still can't eat junk food. You still have to eat well. It's still part of the plan. So yes, processed food and chemicals. No, don't be. So processed food and chemicals. I love it. I love it. Battling them back. I do try to go outside every single day. Yep. I do try to go outside I try to get some sun exposure every single day. So, yep. And you get sun through the clouds. Like today, it's kind of cloudy. You still get that sun exposure. So, yeah, I do. I try to spend a part of my day outside. Chemicals in the pool. I know you could worry yourself to death if you have a fortified body, and I'm literally mean to death. You could literally worry yourself to death over these types of things. But if you know that you're fortifying your body, there's no sense in being a stress cadet about it. Go out and enjoy your life, because that stress that you're enduring is more dangerous than those free radicals. So you need to find a good balance, right? Yes, right? Okay, so the other thing that causes it is processed foods. So chemicals in processed foods really cause a lot of oxidative and free radical damage in the body. So you want to be careful with that, limiting that as much as possible. Fast foods, processed foods in boxes, pouches, cans, whatever, styrofoam, all those types of things. And I'm not talking about just their containers. I'm actually talking about the food that's inside those containers. Those things are dangerous. And no matter how many vegetables that you eat, if you're eating a bunch of processed food, you're going to have tons and tons of free radical damage in the body. So just being careful with that. Deli meat. I would stay away from deli meat. I would just buy, if you want deli meat, then I would just buy the ham or the turkey or whatever you're buying. I would just buy that and slice it off in deli slices so that you have fresh, real meat. There are tons of nitrates and bad things in deli meat that I do not recommend. So, yeah. Okay, and then the last thing is smoking. Smoking causes a lot of oxidative stress inside the body and externally as well. It ages you. It does all kinds of things in the body that are no good. And so if you're smoking, then you should find a way to quit. I know it's difficult. I have suffered through and watched family members that have tried to quit and tried to quit and tried to quit. It must be the most addictive thing on the planet. In my opinion, it's the most addictive thing on the planet. It is so difficult to break that habit. And but it's one that should be broken. It's one that should be, if nothing else, quit worrying about everything else in your health and focus on getting rid of that cigarette smoke out of your body. So very, very important. It is one of the largest causes of free radicals in the entire planet. So smoking, and even being exposed to secondhand smoke. Like, we're going to Vegas in June, and I'm like, we're going to be all this, I'm going to eat a bunch of berries before we go, because I know my body's going to be, yeah, you know what? And it's there, you can't control that, so I don't stress about it. Robin's parents did the same thing. Actually, his mom only did the same thing. And, you know, and he just turned 63, in fact. He's 63 and he's doing great. I mean, he doesn't, you know, I think he has a little bit of, his capacity in his lungs probably aren't as strong as maybe other people's are, but yes, yeah. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Good for you. Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I mean, you just don't, you can't stress about things that you can't control, right? You couldn't control that. And so there's no sense in stressing about it now. There's nothing you could do to control that. The best thing to do is just put your best foot forward and do everything you can, to keep your body fortified now. So, yeah. No need to stress. Stress is the #1 killer in the world. Not cancer, not heart disease, not anything. Everything leads back to stress. Fight it with your fork. I love it. It's another game. It's another video game. Fight it with your fork. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, you guys. So those are our 3 words today. I'm going to come at you with 3 more words tomorrow. I can't promise you that they're going to follow the alphabet. They might, though. But those are the other things that I wanted to talk to you about. The doctor of chiropractic care, the endocrine system, which you guys Google the endocrine system. There is a really, really fun guy out there that I love to watch. And I can't remember what the name of it is. But on YouTube, he has a 2-part endocrine system. And he talks so fast, you have to yeah. Good for you. Good for you. The doctor of chiropractic care, the endocrine system, and free radicals. Yeah. You ate so awesome? I do eat awesome. I know what you mean. You ate so awesome? I am going to eat awesome in just a few minutes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So is anybody here interested, right? Is anybody here interested in hearing about my new class, Kitchenatomy? If you're interested, if you've already heard it, you don't have to say yes just for the sake of saying yes so that I will say it. But if you're interested in hearing about my new class, Kitchenatomy, raise your hand and I will talk about it. If not, I'm just going to pop off here. What? I know, you're already in it. You're so cute. All right. You guys are already in it. Sherry, okay. Caribbean blog, awesome. I can do that. I'm going to go check out do you have a website, Caribbean blog? So I have a new class coming out. It's called Kitchenatomy. I will put the website up. Hold on just a second. Give me just a second. I should have done that before, but I didn't. I was too busy getting ready to talk to you guys. So I have a new class coming out. It's called Kitchenatomy. And Kitchenatomy is a 10-step kitchen detox. But it's not just a kitchen detox. It's actually, ooh, my face got really bright because my screen is all white. But Kitchenatomy is not just about detoxing your kitchen and getting rid of chemicals and getting bad things out of your kitchen. It's actually about making you fall in love with your kitchen. That's awesome. But it's about making you fall in love with your kitchen. It's about forming a relationship with your kitchen. As I wrote this class, I really wrote it with the intention of making you go, oh, I can totally do that, right? I wanted you to have a million moments of, I can totally do that. Oh, I'm totally doing that. I'm doing that. I love that idea. That's what I wanted. That was when I wrote it. That is what I wanted you to feel when you went through the class. And hi, thanks for being here. I wanted you to feel that emotion of, holy crap, I can totally do this. I'm doing that. That's a great idea. So it's just full of all these light bulb moments that I've experienced myself. And then I'm basically sharing back out to you guys, but it's so much more than that. There is actually class in there that's going to help you detox your kitchen, the chemicals out of your kitchen as well. So meaning underneath the kitchen sink, we're going to detox that. I'm going to teach you, actually, I'm not going to teach you. My good friend Dana from Whole Health Dana is going to teach you how to make your own cleaning products. But we're gonna talk about workspaces. We're gonna talk about workflow. We're gonna talk a little bit about organization. We're gonna talk about having pantry staples. We're gonna talk about all of these things that are just, amazing. Things that stop you dead in your tracks in your kitchen and make you go, I really don't want to cook today. We're going to talk about those. I'm going to teach you how to meal plan. I'm going to teach you, thank you, Janie. I'm going to teach you about your kitchen assets. I'm going to teach you how to choose a chef's knife. We're going to talk about blenders. We're going to talk about tons of stuff. I'm going to give you a cooking prep school. The very last class, class number 10, is bye. Thanks for being here. The very last class is the cooking prep school. And in the cooking prep school, I'm going to teach you some basics of getting started in a healthy kitchen. So now that you've got your kitchen all healthy, what do you do with it? And so I'm going to teach you that. And that's going to lead us into our next class series. And so the GoToKitchens.academy is there. It's going to be full of classes. After this class, I've already started with the outline of my second class. And so we are going to continue pushing in classes. Now, this first class is $99 in pre-sale. It will not always be $99. It's actually going to go up to $149. The classes that come after that are going to be in different price ranges. Some are going to be like $10. Some are going to be $20. Some are going to be free, like completely free. I know you can't, Sherry. When I wrote it, I thought about you actually in specific. I really wanted to nail it down and get down to this is how you do this. So the basics of it. So but the classes that are coming out after this, some are going to be free, some are going to be, $10, some are going to be $50. There may even be a class that's like $500 where you get everything in one thing. So there's going to be tons and tons of information coming out. The great thing about this, yes, absolutely, there are going to be tons of classes coming out. The great thing about this is that it is compartmentalized. So you guys can watch my scopes and get all kinds of information from me. But in the class, you're going to get some stuff that I don't even talk about on my scopes. So yeah, but if you watch my scopes, you get all kinds of information. But if you take one of these classes, it's all compartmentalized, and it's compartmentalized down to subjects, and you can pick the subjects that appeal to you. And so that's what the Go-To Kitchens Academy is all about. So okay. So here is the website for it. That is the web address is gotokitchens.com/kitchenatomy, like you see it spelled there, KITCHANATOMY. So if you go to gotokitchens.com/kitchenatomy, let me see if I can bring it up here. You see it's right there. You see that? gotokitchens.com/kitchenatomy. That's the website if you want to screenshot it. I am happy to announce that Janie, who is here, Sam and Janet, that you see that is on this broadcast right now. You can throw up some emojis there, Janie, if you want. Janie is actually going to be helping me in the class, and she is going to be I did. Actually, Robin did. There she is, Sam and Janet. She's actually going to be, thank you. There she is. She is actually going to be our ambassador in the Facebook page. With this class, you're going to get, it's self-paced, it's video training and worksheet guides. And then you're going to get a private Facebook page. And then this is the class explanation here. Right here. Sorry, let me bring it up here a little bit more. And you're going to get charter membership discounts, personal support, and then we're going to get the Facebook page, which is proprietary just for this class. So Janie is actually going to be in the class with us, and she's going to be an ambassador. I reached out to her to help me because I really am impressed with her journey that she's going through in her life. And she's taking a class by Dr. Axe, Dr. Josh Axe. And I'm so glad that she took it because it really helped prepare her to help me. So I'm super excited about having her on board. So yeah, so she's going to be in there as an ambassador. So if you cannot find me, if for some reason I'm not answering your questions or I'm missing your question or something like that, Janie will actually be in that group to help you, to alert me to help you. So you can ask her questions, you can ask me questions, and we will get you an answer. That Facebook page is actually going to go live next Monday. So next Monday, that Facebook page is going to go live for the new class members. So to all of you that are there, there's about 20 of you that are in the class already that have signed up in the pre-sale. And so for those of you that are there already signed up, thank you very much. Thank you for spreading the word. I'm super, super excited about it. So just an ambassador means that she's just helping me along in that Facebook group, Sherry. So yeah. and I just needed somebody to help me, and Janie and I were talking, and she got, she's it, because I love her. So yes, absolutely. So this is Kitchenatomy 10-step kitchen detox. Pre-sale is $99. At the end of pre-sale, it will actually go up to $149. Pre-sale ends April, I can't remember now. Is it in here? I can't remember, but April 16th, I think. April 29th, yes. So, heck yeah. So, yes, so that's Kitchenatomy. So I hope you guys can join me. I actually have a meeting in like 5 minutes that just popped up on my calendar. So, so I probably need to go. I'm talking with Dr. Isabel. If you guys know Dr. Isabel, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, you have a good full month to save up for it. So if it's not something that you can afford right now, I did it on purpose. Most pre-sales are like a week long, right? And I just felt like I wanted you guys to have more time than that. So we made pre-sale an entire month, and we're opening it for the entire month. It was actually about 7 weeks pre-sale was, and so and it's gone by a little bit, but there's about a month left in there. So yeah, I understand. Thank you, Janie. So, sorry, thank you, Sherry. I just got totally confused. So yes. So if you guys are joining me, thank you so much. I hope to see you in the class. $99 and $149 after that. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that if you wanted in, and you guys are my root system. You are my root system. You are where I'm rooted. And so I wanted to give you guys as my first fans, my first follow, whatever you want to call you. You're my friends. In my opinion, you're my friends. I wanted to give you the first opportunity to be charter members, because to me that is so important that I have my root system as my charter membership. It is so important to me. And so and I want you guys to be exposed every step of the way of everything that's coming up for Go-To Kitchen. So you are the best. Absolutely. So yeah. So there's about 20 of us in the class right now. I say us because I'm going to go through it as well. Even though I wrote it, I'm going to go through the steps with you guys. We start filming in a week and a half for the classes. So we're working on the videos for that. Class is completely written. All the documentation is done. They're building the website as we speak for it. So you guys have this really sleek format to go in. So thank you, Sherry. You're very sweet. At some point, I promise you, I'm going to utilize those skills. I know we've talked about how many skills you got. Skills, girl, you got skills. So yes, so that is what's going on with Kitchenatomy. I hope to see you guys in the class. It's going to be super fun. I will alert you as we get closer to pre-sale ending. I will alert you. There will be no extension. Once it's gone on April 29th, it will be gone, because that's only fair for everybody that's already jumped into pre-sale. So I want to honor that and be straight up and down, because you guys know I'm straight as an arrow. So I want to make sure that we honor that. And it will never be $99 again, I can tell you that. And you will get discounts on all future classes as a charter member. So just keeping that in mind. All right, you guys, I'm going to scat and go talk to Dr. Isabel. I'm super excited about it. She's in Australia. It's like 8 p.m. on Wednesday or something like that. 8 a.m. on Wednesday, or I don't know. So can we all add something on Facebook page? I'm not sure what that means, Sandy. You mean, can you converse? Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for being here. You mean, can you converse on the Facebook page? I'll wait for your answer there. You mean, like, can you like have a conversation like you do in VIP and stuff? Because it'll be a group that is open to conversation. So, hey, Rosemary, thank you for being here. Yeah, so it's a group, it'll be a private group for just Kitchenatomy members, right? And so thank you. And yeah, it'll be a private Facebook page in a group setting. So it's not like a page, it's actually a Facebook group, but it'll be private just for Kitchenatomy. And yes, there will be whatever conversations you want to have in there is fine, as long as they're on topic. There's no self-promotion and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely, you can add all of your knowledge, ask your questions. Absolutely, that's what we're looking for, is a community. So absolutely. Thank you. You have an awesome day too. Awesome. I love it, Sandy. I love it. I can't wait to have you there. All right, you guys, love you so much. I'm going to go talk to Dr. Isabel, and I will see you tomorrow at noon Mountain Time. Bye. No, you're awesome. Bye, guys. Go get some sun. I love it.